Catherine Coughlin, Chair of the Natick Select Board. Good afternoon, Governor Healey, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, General Manager Eng, Secretary Tibbits-Nutt, Senate President Spilka, Representative Linsky, Executive Director Harnish, members of the Natick Select Board, Ms. Wolfschlager, Ms. Pope, Mr. Evans, and Mr. Sidney, Natick residents and business owners. Today we gather to celebrate a transformative milestone, the grand opening of the newly renovated Natick Center Commuter Rail Station. Today reflects nearly 2 decades of vision, collaboration, and unwavering commitment to build a stronger, more connected Natick. This station is more than a stop. It's the heart of Natick, connecting Boston and Worcester to our regional multimodal infrastructure, including the Commuter Rail Trail, the North Main Street project, Mile 10 of the Boston Marathon, and our vibrant Natick Center, a cultural hub of Metro West. With approximately $200 million in recent public investment, including over 145 housing units, roughly 15% of which are affordable, Natick's vision for a mixed-use, inclusive downtown is thriving. This project reflects the hard work of our Select Board, Town Meeting, Planning Board, MBTA Station Advisory Committee, the Design Review Board, town staff, and countless residents working with the MBTA and our elected representatives. It strengthens our economic core, home to major employers like Natick Soldier Systems Center, MathWorks, a growing biotech and life sciences community, and the Natick Mall. As one of the most walkable and bike-friendly commuter rail stations, it's a vital link for our daily commuters and our commercial vitality. This station embodies our belief that a community welcoming to people of all ages, all abilities, and walks of life is best prepared for the future. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Governor Maura Healey.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Kathy. Thank you so much, Kathy. To you and to members of the Select Board, the entire Natick community, congratulations. This is awesome, and it's a great thing to celebrate, and I'm so grateful to all who worked so hard on this. I'm thrilled to be in our Senate President's district, right here in the heart of the district. Thank you so much, and thank you for the beautiful day. Delighted to be joined by our Lieutenant Governor, Kim Driscoll, our MBTA General Manager, Phil Eng, Secretary of Transportation, Monica Tibbits-Nutt, and also Governor's Counselor, Tamisha Civil, and Representative David Linsky. Members of our MBTA Advisory Board, Deputy Director Hannah Swerdlowski, disability advocates, I see you out here, including Jennifer Harnish of the Mass Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired, labor leaders, including Walter Gardner of Labor's Local 609 and Tom Geary, Carpenters 339. I also want to thank the operating engineers, the iron workers, the electricians, and everyone who worked so hard on this project. We also have business leaders from the area, including Rayad Shah, Metro West Chamber of Commerce, Jason Palich, 95 Metro West Partnership. It's a great day when we can celebrate infrastructure, when we can celebrate transportation. And the reason for that is because improved transportation means people are getting around to where they need to go, and they're getting around more quickly and more easily. It's quality of life. It's also an engine for our economy. And it's really great to see. And I think our administration, like no other, has really leaned in making the very most of the important monies that we've received from the federal government, but also importantly the money we've received from our state legislature that's been appropriated to us, and we are grateful for that, and every day we are looking to make good use of that funding. We have one of the very best commuter rail systems in the entire country. I'll say that again. We have one of the very best commuter rail systems in the entire country. That's been proven by the riders who came back in full force after the pandemic, quicker than any other system. And we owe them the world-class transit experience, and that's what we're delivering. We also believe in having a transit system that everyone can use, that is safe, that is reliable, and convenient. not just for some of our riders, but for all of our riders. In addition to this being, as the LG just said to me, the place where the marathon starts to get hard, mile 10, this also is home to one of the busiest stations in our entire system. And so it is absolutely critical that we get this right and get these upgrades done. And what we have now is more accessible, better platforms, elevators, ramps, walkways, everything. Phil's going to talk more about the progress and the work done. As I said, this is about a world-class quality of life with easier commutes, better travel times, access to great amenities like the rail trail nearby and the wonderful businesses here as I'm looking out, Natick Center. Good jobs in our economy, lower costs for housing and energy. That's what we're trying to do. When I talk about housing, I just want to focus on that for a second. You know, this station supports housing that helps more people stay in this great community and brings down costs to more reasonable levels. And I want to thank and credit Natick for being among the 140 towns that have now adopted new zoning as part of the MBTA Communities Act. A strong commuter rail system is a big reason why Natick and towns across this region can welcome new housing with confidence. On Friday, I signed a law that made an investment of $1.2 billion, which, among other things, sends $300 million directly to cities and towns to help with their local projects. The investment is up by 50%, or $100 million over previous years, because we know that towns are facing increased costs of life, and we know how important our local roads, bridges, and sidewalks are. Finally today, and I noticed one of our fearless mail carriers out here. Did you drink a lot of water today, I hope? A lot of water. Well, we thank our mail carriers everywhere today. And today, you know, we're talking about an important bridge in this station, and we're also talking about Richard Walker. Richard Walker, who we know was a beloved and dedicated public servant in this community. Everyone knew him by name, and I'm told he used to walk over this every day on his route. And I want to thank Richard's daughter, April Griffin, for being here, along with members of his union, the great National Association of Letter Carriers. Are you all here? Yes, thank you guys for being here. So we're pleased to offer this rededication to Richard. And with that, I'll stop and bring to the podium our great GM of the T, Phil Eng.
Thank you, Governor. It is a pleasure to be here on this fantastic afternoon. Governor, your entire administration, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, I thank you so much for this opportunity that we have here to serve the public, and in this case, Natick. It is a fantastic opportunity. Senate President Spilka, fantastic to be in your district. Your support has been phenomenal through my entire time, and all the support in the past has gotten us to this point as well. Our partners in the congressional delegation, House Whip Catherine Clark, Senators Warren and Markey, absolutely team players, driving us to do things better. It is a full team effort. Secretary Tibbits-Nutt, fantastic leadership at MassDOT and a true partner helping me move things along. State Representative David Linsky, Select Board Chair Catherine Coughlin, as we stand here in so many things that we are doing for Natick. It's fantastic. Jennifer Harnish, the Executive Director of the Mass Association for Blind and Visually Impaired, also a T-rider and a resident of Natick, I'm told. So thank you to her. Partners at FTA and the MPO. This is truly all-inclusive, federal, state, local dollars. It is the way things get done, and it's how we deliver transportation improvements for everyone. Our operating partners at Keolis and our labor forces there. These kinds of projects require not only the capital construction side, the engineering that goes behind it, but how do you actually deliver service while you're building a station, while you're building facilities, improving infrastructure. It really is something where we work together with operating to make sure the community needs can be met while we're improving services for future generations. The entire team at MBTA, Laura Brailsford, my system-wide accessibility assistant general manager, Sam Zhao in charge of capital delivery and chief engineer, and Ryan Caholen, chief operating officer. Their innovation, their creativity to deliver things sooner, to get things done, is really what is behind all of the investments that we're successfully putting to use and being able to deliver these types of services. I want to thank the Town of Natick Public Works, Community Development, the Town Administrator, the Select Board, the Design Review Board, and then I have to give a special thanks to somebody who was on the Select Board back in 2010, I'm told, Josh Ostroff. He is the Director of Capital Strategy at MBTA, but I'm told also way back in 2010 he had the foresight to find ways to bring some local dollars to really get this project off the ground. It's that kind of seeds, it's that kind of dedication that really gets the momentum going, so agencies like ours can find ways to deliver these projects. So thank you to Josh. I think he is here. There he is. So the governor talked about the investment, and from day one, this administration has talked about how transportation needs to deliver, can deliver, and is so vital to everything that the Commonwealth wants to do. Quality of life is one of the things you heard the governor talk about. Accessibility, affordability, safety, and reliable mass transit options. This center station is the 11th station we've done over the last year making it accessible. This is something that the team is really working hard on, because not only do we want to improve service, but we want everyone that wants to use our system, that needs to use our system, have the ability to. So 11 stations in 1 year. We have 30 more to do over the next 5 years, and we're going to work hard to accelerate that even more. But if you go back to 1990, only 22% of the MBTA system was accessible. Today we stand at 85%. That is a real testament to a lot of dedication of stakeholders like yourselves. The station has full height level platforms, all door boarding capabilities, new elevators, new ramps, redundant accessible paths for everyone to get on and get off. And the investments not only at Natick Center Station improve the community and quality of life for people that use it here, but it really does improve the quality of life across the whole line, because every station we improve, that improves boarding and exiting, improves the whole line as a whole. So that's where these investments are huge, not only, again, for local, but for the whole corridor. New canopies, bicycle storage, wayfinding, state-of-the-art technology in terms of security, state-of-the-art technology in terms of communication, modernized audio-visual communication systems. We did a lot of work with the drainage to improve climate resiliency, and as the governor said, we replaced this pedestrian bridge that stands behind me. So now we can honor Richard Walker for many, many years to come as we rededicate this bridge shortly. It is a true testament to community service, public service. Postal service is part of the public service family, and I know what they go through 365 days a year too. No matter what the weather is, they're out there doing their job, and that's what the MBTA workforce does. And I just want to thank that whole Richard Walker family for being here for the dedication. And I want to thank everyone for your patience and allowing us to deliver these types of infrastructure improvements. With that, I'm going to introduce Secretary Monica Tibbits-Nutt.
Thank you, Phil. This is a really powerful day. Being able to be here in Natick, being able to cut a ribbon, not just on a station, but on a promise kept. A promise that our transportation system will be accessible, that it will be inclusive, that it will serve every resident, every rider, and every one of our communities. Natick Center Station is more than just a stop on the Framingham-Worcester Line. It is a gateway to jobs, to education, to healthcare, and to opportunity itself. With new accessible pathways, safety upgrades, and thoughtful design, we are opening the doors wide for people with disabilities, for our residents who are seniors, for our families, and for everyone that calls this wonderful region home. Because accessibility isn't just compliance. It is equity, it is dignity, and it is justice. And today, we get to honor a man who understood that truth deeply. Richard Walker, a leader, a neighbor, and a letter carrier who delivered more than the mail. He delivered connections to the community. He delivered care, and he delivered equity through respect for all of the residents. His legacy reminds us that the most transformative change comes from everyday people, showing up, speaking out, and lifting others. That is what we do in transportation. We connect people so that they can live their lives fully. And as we move ahead today, and as you heard the general manager talk about, it isn't just about the words. It's about a leader like the general manager, like the lieutenant governor and the governor, like our legislators, who take those words and make them priorities. They make them priorities in their policies, they make them priorities in their budgets, and that is how you get projects like this done. It is giving us the opportunity to be a much more welcoming Commonwealth, a more connected Commonwealth. And so I want to thank you all today for coming here, for everyone behind me and everyone in the audience that made today possible. And now it is my honor to welcome a true champion for this community and for this region, the Senate President, Karen Spilka.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm so proud to be here to celebrate this fantastic milestone for Natick, the entire region, and I believe for the state of Massachusetts. Thank you, Governor Healey, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, Secretary Tibbits-Nutt, General Manager Eng, Rep. Linsky, Chair Coughlin, the rest of the Board of Selectmen, all of the town employees. I want to acknowledge labor that's here, the advocates who fought hard over the years. This has been a long time coming. The business folks that know this will help the economy of their businesses and downtown Natick and the entire Metro West region. Natick Center Station is a hub for this region. But for far too long, way too long, it just was not accessible for everyone in our community. I am really happy to say that this changes today. This, as you heard, I'm not going to go through all of the changes, but some of the major ones, it now has raised full platforms and this pedestrian bridge that will make our late friend Richard Walker so proud and know that people will be able to access this area so much easier. It will be easier for parents with strollers, people with disabilities, which has always been near and dear to my heart, having a sister that was had disability and was mobility challenged, and make everyone across the board to be able to board trains and leave trains with dignity and with ease. We know that persons with all abilities must be afforded the same opportunities to enjoy the same programs, the same services, engage in the same interactions, and public transportation can be a really big, crucial piece of this for folks. It's instrumental in crucial to the activity and daily life of folks with disabilities of all abilities, and opens so many more doors to enable them to participate and be more independent and self-sufficient. Oh, wait a minute. This station will enable people to visit family, visit friends, go to doctor visits, go to work, have social opportunities, and so much more. Shop in these businesses here, catch the wonderful Metro West RTA, the fare-free Metro West RTA, and so much more. It'll access the Commuter Trail, bringing us closer to being a state, a regional network where buses, trains, sidewalks, bike paths all work together to enable people to go wherever they want to go by public transportation. This station is also a symbol of the bigger picture that the Senate and the legislature is investing in. and I am proud to say that the Healey-Driscoll administration is delivering easy, safe, accessible transportation in every part of the state, no matter how you get around this state. And I can't wait to see this station in action, and I look forward to continuing to build, as the general manager said, getting up to having all accessible, safe, statewide transit network that our residents deserve. And now I'd like to introduce Representative Dave Linsky.
Thank you, Karen. 30 seconds. Okay. We're just going to let the good commuters go through, because this is what it's really all about here for a second. And I think it's great that a train came, because the trains are on time, and this is a good thing. Welcome to downtown Natick for people who aren't normally here. I just want to mention a couple of things. This is an important development, an important day, and an important commuter rail station, because it's more than just a commuter rail station. This is an economic development engine for Natick, and particularly for downtown Natick. All you have to do is look around and look at all of the construction that is going on in downtown Natick now. And a lot of that has been spurred by the promise of this commuter rail station, that people are going to live in the new condos and the apartments in downtown Natick, for the arts as well, and see a show, because Natick is becoming a very vibrant downtown live, work, and play community right here in downtown Natick, and this is a part of it. It's an economic engine, and that is a wonderful thing. The other thing I want to mention is, rightfully so, my friend Josh Ostroff got some credit for this, but there's somebody who's closely related to Josh who also needs to get some credit, and that's Josh's mom. For those of you who don't know it, Elaine Ostroff has been fighting for accessibility and for disability rights for her entire life. And she has made sure that this was a priority here in Natick for quite a long time. So she deserves a great deal of credit too. I want to thank, obviously, the governor, the lieutenant governor, my colleague in the state legislature, Senate President Spilka, the Natick town officials, the people from the T, the people from the Secretary of Transportation, because it really is a team effort. And this is a happy day for downtown Natick. It's a happy day for all of Metro West, and I'm very proud to have played a small role in this as well. It's my honor now to introduce Jennifer Harnish, who's the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. So Jennifer, come on up here if you can, okay?
Well, thank you, everyone, all of our legislators and everyone who's come here today to gather to recognize this critical milestone for the town, for the state, and especially for all of us who are commuters. I moved to Natick over 20 years ago, and I remember taking the commuter rail out here so I could walk to the home we were thinking of purchasing to say, is this a commute that I can manage? Can this home be a place for my family to also use the commuter rail station? And the answer was absolutely yes. As I began to work in the disability advocacy community, I really started to learn about the critical needs of using concepts of universal design when creating accessible stations that are usable for the entire community. I work with many individuals who are new to vision loss and who may have additional disabilities, and they would not have been able to use this station in the past. I'm so excited now to be able to introduce them to the elevators that are now here. I just heard the audible announcements of the train heading to Framingham. It gave me a huge smile. I asked my husband, hey, when you were running to the train because you left the house so late, how did you know which track it was coming in on? And he said he had to hunt down the images, the visual material, and now he'll be able to have that audible announcement. So he'll be on the correct platform. And so when I'm also thinking about other aspects of universal design that have been included, for example, attention to lighting, those with low vision and those whose safety will be enhanced by the fact that they're able to walk with appropriate lighting, and the edges of the platform, if you've ever seen what are called the truncated domes that are also very much highlighted by their color. That's so beneficial not just to individuals who are blind or visually impaired, but my new seeing eye dog here, Daisy, part of her training is to recognize the existence of those, and it gives her one of a number of cues to step back from the edge to increase my safety when I am taking the train. I am just so excited by this station. I can't wait to take my first commute into Boston. Soon after, I'll be heading out to Worcester. The Mass Association for the Blind has training that we provide in Worcester, as well as peer support groups. And we have them in Natick as well, and our offices are also in Boston. So I'm just so thrilled that I'll be able to continue using public transit to be active, not just as a worker in the community, as a parent, as a child of parents who are no longer able to drive. They have loved over the years taking the train into the city, whether with me or even better with their grandchildren, to be able to get to one of the many museums out there, or to accompany me to medical appointments, and for lots of other aspects of fun that exists all around here. So thank you everyone for all of your dedication to this project, your dedication to all of the residents, the commuters, and also for dedication to those who benefit from accessibility. All of us benefit, and as you use the train and you look at the new features that exist, think about how they would be beneficial to you, not just now, but as the future goes along. It brings so much strength to our community and makes it a place where everyone will want to live. So thank you again. And General Manager Eng?
We're going to go to your left.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Jennifer. Fantastic words there for everyone. I think now we're ready for a ribbon cutting, right? So why don't we all step up here? Darren has some scissors, and we can officially bless the station.
I'm going to take the podium and the speakers, everything away first. Anthony, you'll take the microphone.
Get a little in the shade, yeah. Come on in.
Excuse me, guys.
Perfect. Madam Chair.
If you don't mind, I'm just... You know, I left my jacket in the car.
All right, one second, please.
Perfect.
All right, all set. Grab them, Bruce. 1 second, please. I have instructions. All right. They can't miss Bill.
Can we share scissors? Oh, we should.